Hello, this is Dr. Maria Solindro. Hi. Today I would like to discuss about detoxification for healthy aging. Basically, the title by itself it explains that you are going to remove toxin from your body. But before I start with that, I would like to tell you about a little bit of my background. I'm a physical medicine and rehab specialist. Um, Focus in pain and musculoskeletal, but I have been focusing also in my fellowship in integrative medicine. So I have been doing integrative medicine for anti-aging purpose for almost 35 years. And here is my kitchen in the office in Pasadena, California. I have prepared some of the home detox and also the supplement detox to introduce to you. It looks like I'm trying to make something if we have time. Okay. From the previous video, I noticed that someone had asked question. Let me answer that one that is not being answered. How do you test cortisol? So basically, to test cortisol, there are several ways. One is the regular blood test when you come to the office. So it's a metabolic, comprehensive metabolic testing. And the second way to test it is through your urine. There is a famous one that is called Dutch, DUTCH, stands for Dutch is DUTCH. Well, basically, this is a comprehensive total hormone, dry urine. DU is dry urine. So you can take the kit at home and then you collect your urine and there is an instruction. It's 4 times through 24 hours that you have to wet the paper and then you dry it and then you send it out. And that also includes the saliva testing, which tell you the HPA axis, which is the hypopituitary gland and hippocampus, and also the adrenal system. Okay, I hope I answer your question. So I'd like to start with my presentation today. And if you have questions, just text in the live chat and hopefully I will check it and we have time to answer. Okay, just one moment. One moment. Okay. This is so tiny. One moment. What is that sign? Yeah, okay. Okay, so basically we are going to discuss about 4 things. What is toxin and detoxification? And then where the toxin come from and what is the symptoms of toxin overload and what kind of tests are available and then the treatment. So toxin and detoxification. Detox is the process of removing toxin from the body. Now, what is toxin? Toxin is a harmful substances to our body. So your body actually has itself the built-in system to do this function. And usually it is happening at night when you are asleep. That's why many people go to the restroom early in the morning as soon as they wake up. And that is called detox bowel movement. And then, but when we say that our body has its own detox system, but why the body cannot do the process on its own, right? Well, the problem is like this. Liver, which is the first or primary detox organ in our body, it filters the blood, produces the fat called cholesterol. Don't be surprised, cholesterol is not only for the food you eat, but you produces cholesterol, which is the mother of all your sexual hormone, by the way, okay? And then it controls these steroids or the hormones, and also it produces the bile. When our gastrointestinal system, which is the gut, is not running optimally, then the burden went up to the liver. Yes, the burden went up to the liver. And if the burden exceeds the liver activities, then it is called toxic burden. And by the way, all toxins are fat soluble. So, for example, if you have toxin that predominantly go to the fat, right, like heavy metals, and it also go to your brain. So that's why heavy metals needs to be detoxed, because otherwise it will affect your memory. The usual process in the gastrointestinal, actually there are four, mainly three, but there are four. Digestion. The digestion, when you eat food, you have to chew very well, because also if undigested food also becomes a toxin. So this enzyme and acid in our stomach will help our digestion. And then after you digest the food, it goes through the ileum and the jejunum. What happened? Well, our body that is the absorption pathways, and we absorb the nutrition there. And then the rest is called a waste product. It goes to the colon. And so our colon is where the waste product are waiting for the second process, which is elimination, which is we eliminate this waste product through the bowel movement post meal. Basically, after we eat, normally the healthy one is 2.5 hours to 3 hours. You have the urge to go to the bathroom to move your waste products, but since our brain is stronger than our gut, this is brain number one, this is brain number two, right? So basically, if you say, I'm not going, then you actually stop the elimination process, which is not good. So the third process is microflora balancing, where, what do you call that? If it's not balanced, we call it dysbiosis. And that's where our probiotic in the gut help us to balance the numbers from the bad bacteria in the gut. Gut integrity. Many of us heard about these terms of leaky gut syndrome. Now, is it really leaky? Well, yes, it is, but microscopically. As we grow older, our skin is not tight, and so that's the colon's wall. So we usually give the patients this education so that they understand for not eating the same stuff again and again every day. So that will most likely, when we test it, those are the food that leaks, the food that you eat the same food every day. So we can also try to protect this leaky gut syndrome by reducing the symptoms, giving them immunoglobulin to protect the gut. I will introduce you after this one. So the questions. Okay, there is a question. Will detoxification be uncomfortable? Well, this is all designs should be gentle and easy to follow. Okay, if the detoxification for the gut is not gentle, then it will be uncomfortable, right? So we design the 2 weeks detox program to be very easy, not very fast. Okay, so it's not like colon detox. Sometimes can be very harsh, but by not taking coffee and tea or sugar, the person might actually go into a little bit of withdrawal syndrome. And so if that's what you call uncomfortable, you will have that in the first few days. So maybe it is better if you're ready to detox, 1 week before your detox program, you stop that coffee and tea and sugar, so that you experience that before the detox. Okay. The purpose of detoxification, let's continue. It's to clean the liver. And there are two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is binding all the toxin, and then phase 2 is elimination of this toxin. But in general, we have to reduce the inflammation, because when you're toxic, your body is inflamed. And if you detox, you can improve a skin health. And because the skin also is the largest, is not the primary, but is the largest detox organ in our body. Anyone has skin, they will detox. So sometimes during the detoxification program, you feel itchy and you look and there is no rash or redness, but it itches. So that is detoxing. Heavy metal, when it comes more than you expected, it goes through the skin and you feel itchiness. Detoxification process can also protect your mental health, because 80% of the brain is fat, and heavy metals like to stay in the fat. So it sits in the brain and it blocks all those, your memory system. So it does improve your mental health. It will also help to loosen up the what do you call that, desire of eating the sugar and fat. And if you have this excess toxin, usually it stays in the fat, right? Where toxin comes from? Now, this is very common questions, right? So I would like to explain, there are many more details and breakdown of this one, but in general, let's say air, very a lot of polluted countries, with the air that is contains automobile toxin, and then factory toxin, pesticide, herbicide, insecticides, and also radiation, right, in the air, and inhalant. So when they examine, in some of the studies, when they examine the fat, come up 100% that they contains styrene, which is carcinogenic. So how about dioxin in plastics in the air after it is exposed to ultraviolet and radiation and sun? So it produces chemical toxin. Second, if you talk about chemical toxin, such as the inks, the paints, the glues, plasters, carpeting. How about carpet? There's so many arsenic in the carpet, new construction material, wood stain, exhaust. You know, if you don't clean your exhaust, it is very dirty there. And then your computer is radiating toxins, like the radiation, right? Plastic bottles for water, juice, ketchup, peanut butter, milk, even baby's food. Some comes in a plastic, and so it contains dioxin. Now, how bad, how good the plastic, we don't know, because usually the purpose for us looking for the products and don't realize that the bottle like this bottle is better than plastic like this. But this is powder. So when it's liquid, something like liquid, maybe we better look for the glass bottle, if we are using it for cooking and things like that. Okay, dry cleaner like the softener paper. Those are very toxic because it has arsenic in there. How about third one is a lifestyle toxin. Now this one is we want to avoid it, but we use it, right? Like cosmetics, skincare, nicotine, alcohol, those lifestyle toxin. You drink coffee every day, prescription drugs, over-the-counter medications, some cream, it contains paraben, preservative. How about animals that are injected by hormone, and that will cause organ toxicity, and we eat them. And then it can probably cause birth defects. What about how about night washing? How many of you wash your bottom at night before you go to bed? Just imagine from the morning until before you go to bed, you go to the restroom, you pee, and sometimes you do number 2, which is bowel movement, and then you wipe with the papers. And very majority of the toilet here, public toilet or any toilet here, they don't have bidet system where you have the water to wash your bottom after that. So in Asia, it's or Europe, we see a lot of more of this system in the public. So you have to teach your children to wash the bottom every day, every night. So how many couples, they have sexual intercourse, they don't even wash after or before, right? So that is very toxic. Eating with spoon in the same bowl also is not advisable now, especially now with the COVID-19. You will have to be very, very careful. Sharing straws in one cup drink, very often we see that in a young culture. How about water? Water has a lot of toxin, bacteria, mercury, other heavy metals are in the water, chlorine, lead, phosphorus, solvents, pesticides. Water is toxic. So you don't drink the tap water if possible. You drink filtered water, or you buy bottled water that are famous of the source, let's say, from the mountain spring, or, this kind of alkaline water, for example. You don't know if it's still alkaline after 2 or 3 days, right? But I'm not quite sure about stability and things like that. So if you can afford to buy the machine, but be careful. Every year you have to service the filter of the machine, so that you don't keep drinking the same bounded lead or chlorine by the filters itself. All right. Food and soil. Food and soil. Artificial food. There's so many. Food additive, coloring, preservative, antibiotic, treated meat, refined sugar, food, pesticide, herbicide, insecticides, right? So how about toxin from cleaning products? Chlorine, bleach, petroleum, ammonia, phenol, creosote, nitrobenzene, sodium acid sulfate, or those material to clean your toilet bowl. Make sure you don't breathe them each time. So if you want to clean with the Clorox, let's say, okay, just spray it, leave for 5 to 10 minutes and return, and then wash it. It's easier. Indoor toxin. In a study, I read one article, the indoor at home inside, the toxin is about 5 to 10 times higher than the outdoor toxin. Because I think because of the circulation, some room doesn't have windows and all those, right? So it's very good to open once in a while your home and clean and dust, because all of these, the hygiene is very important. How about internal? Internal is inside. The undigested food can be toxic. We have yeast, fungal overgrowth, carbon dioxide, ammonia, hormones, bacterial. Now, how about people will say that, oh, we are around the toxic people. Why? Because, some of them, let's say the boss is not friendly. It's very stressful to work with someone like that. Internally, you have this internal stress that can be very toxic also, right? So your neighbor, let's say, not a nice neighborhood, maybe. So there's another question here. Will it be bathroom all days for detox? Well, usually when you have this detox system ongoing for 2 weeks, we advise you to drink good water. Half of the body's pound weight, okay? That's the amount. Let's say I'm 150 pounds and I will drink 75 ounces of water that day. And hopefully you don't have to drink before you go to bed, because then you will wake up and pee a lot, like urinate a lot. So maybe you should just drink from morning until 6 o'clock, that amount of water. Of course, you'll go to the bathroom for This is to help flush out your toxin. So will be more urine basically. What is the sign of toxicity? To name some of the few, which is very common: constipation, bloated, diarrhea, nauseous, heartburn, overweight, underweight, allergies, skin disorder. Some people have high cholesterol. It could be toxic. And then some people are fatigued, angry, depressed, irritable. Some has blood sugar that is rising, cold, sinuses, joint pains, muscle pains, dark circle around the eyes. Those can be as simple as that. Okay, and you think because you are not you don't have enough sleep, and then you wake up with dark circle. But some people have dark circle even they sleep enough. Now you heard about heavy metal toxicity. Heavy metal toxicity is I always check for the first five most toxic: mercury, lead, cadmium, aluminum, and arsenic. Regarding aluminum, you know the aluminum foil for cooking. I try to tell people not to use that because when the heat cook that aluminum foil, it goes to your food. Let's say you usually wrap potatoes or you wrap corn and then you throw it in the oven, right? So that is one of the simple lifestyle toxicity by using aluminum papers. So heavy metal toxicity, what can it does to us besides memory loss? Basically, thyroid issues, weight issues because of thyroid issues, adrenal issues, so you fatigue and tired. It can actually lead to cancer, memory issues, ADD, ADHD, Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, Parkinson, Alzheimer's. Name a few, right? So what testing can we do? Well, because it causes inflammation, so you test everything with inflammation, like HSCRP, fibrinogen, myeloperoxidase, and all those. Okay, so I don't want to tell you what to test, but we test inflammation, we test SIBO for bacterial overgrowth. If your symptom is going that way, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, that's SIBO testing, or GI effect, look for parasites. 24 hours urine provocative is for heavy metals. Stool testing for parasite also. Urine for chemical and drugs. Epithelial hair testing can give us extra information on heavy metals, radiation overload, carbon and hydrocarbon overload, leaky gut, EMF overload besides the just simple radiation. So food restriction from the leaky gut, it will show. Detox has two phases, right? Phase one and phase two, as I said. One is binding. The second one is elimination. After you detox, what do you expect? Well, we expect increase in cell energy. Okay. So while during the detox, for example, let me give you this example. This is a restart pack. Okay. It's called Pure Detox. Okay, Pure Detox has two kinds. One is the detox material. This one that has the protein. It has all the vitamins and everything. And this is the amino tox. This one is the amino acid and the enzyme. Now, you take these in replacement of 2 meals. Or if you eat twice a day, then you just choose 1 meal, okay? And then you drink this one twice a day. So this will remove all toxin, binds the heavy metals. Basically, the goal is to remove the toxin from the fat, okay? So during the detoxification, you try to take more organic sprout vegetable or sprouted broccoli, ancient grain. Just reduce the amount of fat intake and reduce the dairy products and all those. There is a question here. Will I lose weight by taking this 2 weeks detox? This is not designed for weight loss, but many people said or claim they lose weight because they have a lower calorie intake, and they also remove sugar from their diet, and this release toxin so from the fat stores, right? So the fats also reduce, and no wheat and dairy during 14 days, so they can see weight loss. But some people do not see weight loss, so it doesn't matter, right? So restart pack, I just showed you just now. While doing this one, it's better to take food that is from local farmers market, probably, and then you eliminate all those corn syrup, natural low impact sweeteners is allowed. For example, stevia, xylitol is okay, but don't use artificial sweeteners. This one, it's already sweet. It has 1 gram of we don't mix it with sugar. We use stevia. Okay, so we usually allow gluten-free whole grain like brown rice, wild rice, millet, quinoa. We give you a detox program guidebook. So you look at this book, and inside it has the fruit and vegetable that are selective for this detox, for 2 weeks detox. Normally, we repeat this one 3 times a year or 4 times a year as necessary. Some people ask me if they can continue. I said, yeah, you can continue, meaning every month because they like it. So, how about the home detox? Home detox cocktail consists of very easy here. Okay, I usually use apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoonful, and then I use olive oil. This apple cider vinegar, you can use any, but Bragg seems to be like favorable now because it's raw and unfiltered. And this one also from the Bragg's family. Patricia is very has a very good product. So this one is organic extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoonful. By the way, if you have problem with LDL and plaque, soft plaque, or unstable lesion, 2 tablespoonful extra virgin olive oil twice a day would be very helpful. Try that one. And then I mix a little bit with raw honey, okay, raw honey, and then put a little bit ground cinnamon, maybe 1 teaspoonful, and you put cayenne pepper, so it masks the taste of these two, and then you use water. Yeah, you use water, and then you just drink it. You take it during detox. You take it twice a day. Some people do it every day, forever, and they feel great. This one is you can use stevia. So I bring also this. I'm not paid by stevia, but I use this Truvia. So it's not too bad. Very good. Good stevia. You know the stevia is from leaf, so it doesn't have sugar, right? So, okay, the benefit from detox is lower blood sugar, lower starch, balanced pH, antioxidant, and lower high blood pressure. It can lower high blood pressure. So, how about for heavy metals? Heavy metals, you can use a home juice also, celery, cucumber, cilantro, dandelion. You can buy clay or use milk thistle. But for people who have heavy metals, okay, like plenty of heavy metals during the testing, I also offer them clinolipolide of the zeolite. This one you spray it in your mouth, and it's a very good product here. I use it myself. You spray 10 spray. It works only for 5 hours. It binds and then it goes to the urine. So you repeat it every 5 hours. But to be very practical, is 3 times a day. And this folium, the pine bark, is not my product, but I like it. It has the study pre and post. Folium is pine bark complex, and it's 50 pounds per body's weight. So you can actually, let's say I'm 150 pounds. I use 3 capsules a day. and just detox all the way until you repeat the heavy metals, and then it's okay. I mean, it's done. So talking about detox, the basically I need to tell you about the two things. One is inflammation, because toxin create inflammation, and so I have a product called glutathione, and this one is very a special glutathione, because glutathione is very difficult to get absorbed. But according to 2015 study in Penn State University, this was tested against for cancer patient orally, and it got absorbed and improved the NK cell, which is the natural part of the white blood count, and it interacts in within the gut. That is the most important, because if you use the liposomal, it doesn't interact within the gut, which is the purpose, right? And glutathione, you can use an IV and direct injection and all those. But this is the strong antioxidant, and it has a detox ability. And the gut restore pro also, it has the immunoglobulin that is from bovine serum, and this one works in the gut. So for detox, you have to think about products that works in the gut. And one more, it's this one, turmerics. Turmerics. People use turmerics in the kitchen. So this one, the turmerics, is a special one. The whole root, including the protein, fibers, oil, and curcumin. It does interact in the gut. The original target we want for detox is in the gut for this detoxification. Okay? Now, there are many other ways also, including oxygen, high pressure, like hyperbaric oxygen chamber, that is in reducing inflammation, and ozone. Ozone, the extra benefit is killing bacteria, protozoa, fungus, spores, mold, virus, parasites. So ozone is amazing. So I think we are almost done here. And next time I will tell you about colonic, because that is helping the elimination. And we do have the colonic open system here. And often we introduce the rectal ozone at the same time. Thank you so much. And questions? Yeah. Where's the question here? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me borrow. Thank you. Does this restart pack detox makes you dehydrated? No. Remember, during the process of detox, you have to keep drinking enough water. If you drink extra enough water, you don't feel dehydrated. It is not supposed to be. Okay, it doesn't make you dehydrated. Is Pure Body helpful for detox? Yes, Pure Body helps to detox heavy metals. This is meant for heavy metals. It is the sub family of the zeolite. It's called clinoliphthalite. It binds the heavy metals, and then it is excreted through the urine mostly. If your urine is like bubbly or smell different, or your fecal bowel movement smell strong, do you know you're detoxing? Is okay. Apple cider vinegar recipe, isn't it supposed to do it in empty stomach? Yeah, yes. You take it at least minimum 30 minutes to an hour, okay, before you eating something. So that is the best way. And then please comment on Scalar Energy product. Scalar Energy product for detox. Well, yes, if you have a overload of radiation and all of those, this one helps your body for that purpose. And make sure that you also have a good enough vitamin D and vitamin E and zinc. So all those three for protection against that overload radiation. Well, thank you so much for asking question. If you have more question, go to the chat box in my channel. Don't forget, if you like, you go like this in my videos, and then share with your friends. And I will also post what the next week going to be. I think the next week will be diet, so it will be very interesting. Thank you so much. Bye.